So, Chris. So, this is 728, 729, 22 post-trial bribe letters. Um, they haven't put the whole thing, but it's pretty interesting. All right. uh, this has already been pretty much posted on Twitter, but I will add a few more details in a summary. In order for Chris to come home to the Sonichu Temple, he is legally forbidden to live in the same residence as Barbara. Barbara is being very stubborn and does not want to leave, which means Barbara's at the house apparently, and she's not living with someone else, or her family isn't take. I mean, her family might be taking care of her at the house, but apparently now she's not living with anyone. She's living at the house. He wants Caden to contact Barbara and persuade Barbara on the legalities of this matter to move. Quote from the letter: "On that I know one, shallow because she has been shallow. Way to sway her is with money, and I have literally told all of everyone to donate their tithes and offerings to her in the Sonichu Temple, especially the money." Chris wants me, Helena, and Caden to organize a fundraiser page and raise $150,000 to pay off the mortgage and debts and have enough left over to out her in a nursing home. Chris wants me to be in contact with both on this crucial project. Reality time. I sent a letter that evening to Chris and told him the following. Me and Helena are in agreement that the fundraiser idea is just plain asinine. Elderly people don't like going to nursing homes because you lose your independence and become institutionalized. As someone who worked in a nursing home, that's what happens. I mean, there are people, when I was working in a nursing home, I had to get people up who didn't want to get up, 6 o'clock in the fucking morning. If they want to sleep, we had to get them up. And if you don't get them up, you get fucking bitched at. These elderly people live their lives on a schedule. Some of them, military, definitely lived on a schedule. If they don't want to fucking wake up at 6 o'clock to eat, they don't have to fucking wake up and eat. You lose all independence. You get put there by your family. Your family doesn't come to see you. The people working there don't give a shit. So, just shows that Chris really doesn't care about his mom. If you're worried about Barbara, I would suggest talking to your attorney about the idea of an apartment, a retirement community with homemade to help with the ADLs. We have one of those over here, actually. In fact, the person who we picked up today lives over in one of those facilities. She has to go to dialysis every day, and she's in a wheelchair, but she lives independently. She can do stuff. She lives in like an elderly, like apartment complex. So, as a disclaimer, I have never met Barbara in real life, so I can't say how severe her dementia is, but there's a clue in the next letter, and it's not good. As for Caden contacting Barb about the legalities of this, my answer, simply put, was no, 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 no way. Let your attorney do this, and Barbara will be to get legal advice on this from her attorney, or however something like that this would work. So I think some of the things of interest here to point out is he wants them to fundraise $150,000. It's not 150. It's not 1,500. No, that's 4 zeros right there. 150,000. And then have enough left over for fucking a nursing home for Barb. So that's one thing. This is how out of touch Chris is. No one is going to give that much money. So I also think it's interesting that in order for Chris to come home to the Sonichu Temple, he's legally forbidden to live in the same residence as Barbara. So as long as she stays there, he can't come home, which is why he's trying to get her out and into a nursing home, so that way when he gets out, he can go back to his house, or not his house because it's not in his name. Which that would be another thing. One, it has to be in his name. It would or have to be changed to his name, and two, he would have to pay the mortgage. But if fundraising is out of the question, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? You know, he like we've said before, this is a guy who doesn't want to get a real job. And when he does get money, he spends it on shit he doesn't need. There is no way in hell that this man, not even man, he's not a man, he's a boy. There's no way that he'd be able to pay for that house. Because whenever he gets money, it's always through everyone else because he doesn't want to work. And I've said this before, and I had a debate, not a debate, but back and forth with someone. I have no problem if you have a disability. I have no problem with you getting a disability check and all that. But the fact is, Chris isn't really disabled. He is mentally capable of working. It's just he spends all his money on shit. And there are plenty of people like that who have 9-to-5 jobs and they spend their money on shit. They have a house, but they spend their money on shit. And then when suddenly everything starts falling apart around them, they're like, ooh. But I have no problem with people getting disability. But someone like Chris, I do have a problem with that. Because that money he wouldn't use for the house. He would use for My Little Pony, Legos, video games, everything except the house. So I don't think he should be taking, those kinds of funds away from someone who can actually use them. So, if I remember, disability is funded by taxpayers. Do you want your fucking taxes, your tax money going to someone like Chris, who's not going to use it for something that he actually needs? He's just going to fucking spend it on toys and on other bullshit, when that money could be going to someone who actually needs it. Like I've said, I know people who are bipolar who have disability, and that's perfectly fine because that can just, 1 minute you can be calm and suddenly you can be in a fucking rage of anger and throwing stuff and violent depression. Me, people have said, why don't you get disability? Because I'm able-bodied. I can still work. Does it hurt? Yes. Am I in pain all the fucking time and ready to just fucking give up at any moment? Yes. But that's taxpayer money that can go to someone else. So, I have no problem with it. I have a problem with Chris doing it. Because he's never going to be able to. No one's going to hire him. Like I said, no one's going to want to fucking hire him. No one's going to take the risk of hiring him. And every time he says something about continuing the Sonichu comic, and making money with that, he never fucking does it. He never fucking does it. It's just a way to get money, and then he never follows through with any of the promises that he's made. So for him to raise $150,000, yeah, good luck. Good fucking luck with that. And does he know how fucking expensive nursing homes are? They're like fucking $200 a day. There's no way in hell he'd be able to continue paying that. Because if he puts her in in a nursing home, he's going to have to continue paying that. It's not just like, oh, put her in the home and then it's good to go. No, it's like $200-something a day. He has to pay that. So he'd have a mortgage to pay. He'd have a nursing home to pay. You think he thinks his family's going to pay for it? No. If it's his idea and he's the one doing it, he's going to pay for it. And there's no way in hell he'd be able to raise enough money to fucking pay $250 a day for Barb to stay in a fucking nursing home. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. He's so desperate to get back to his house, he's not even thinking of, logically, the stuff he has to go through. He's not thinking about the consequences. He's just so concerned about getting back to his house, getting back to his stuff, which most of it's not even there anymore. So, um, but it's just the fact that the delusion, and quite frankly, if he's going to be going to a trial, and all that, I seriously doubt he's going to be going back to the Sonichu Temple anyway. He is not. He is not going home, because if he's going to trial, that means they have enough charges, like rape, um, where it can be, and not just that, stealing money from Barb, stuff like that. So he he shouldn't even really be worried about going home right now. He's he's not going home anytime soon. Um, but it just shows how completely out of touch this person is from reality. They believe that they're literally Jesus. They believe in this fucking dimensional merge. They believe that people are gonna fucking make a fundraiser to raise $150,000 and have enough to not only pay off the house, or pay the mortgage, that's due, but all the any other debts, and be able to put Barb in a nursing home, despite the fact that you're going to have to pay 200 something dollars a day to keep her in a nursing home. Where's he going to get the money? The best thing for him to do is just fucking stay in jail. And if he gets out, they'll probably, if as long as she's in that house, if he does get out, he'll be sent to like a fucking group home or something like that, because we know his brother's not going to take him in. No one in his family is going to take him in. Um, his aunt and uncle, they're not. I think they're his aunt and uncle. What, live nearby, like not too far from them? They're not going to do it. Nobody wants him there, especially after what he did to Barb. So no one is going to help him. And even if you know, we're being told here, um, about two people who support Chris saying that a fundraiser is asinine. Yeah, if the two of the biggest supporters are saying it's asinine, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. But so, we're not gonna have a homeless saga. We're gonna have a prison saga possibly. But yeah, I saw this and I thought that's pretty interesting, considering the fundraiser part, the fact that he wants to put Barb in a nursing home, and the fact that Barb is apparently still at the house. That we've been told that, oh yeah, someone took her in, but apparently she's still at the house. And maybe family's just coming over every once in a while to, you know, check in on her. And so, but anyways, that's gonna do it for me. Let me know what you guys think about all this bullshit. Like, do you really think Chris has a chance of raising $150,000? You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.